still jumping. This dude is trying to have a conversation with me, and I'm just like, bro, like, what's up, man? Like, what you need? He's just like, yo, man, I want to give a shout out. Like, I was like, who you want to give a shout out to? He was like, yo, I want to give a shout out to myself. He was like, I just want them to know that, you know what I'm saying, that I'm here and I'm looking for some and I'm down to
Had that microphone been on, this is what he would have
He would have yelled out, my name is Luke and I want some
Tick tock, it's time. The Regular DJ Podcast with the Club Bullies. 20 years experience of being regular as
Yo, it's the Regular DJ Podcast. Welcome to episode 2.
Episode 2.
This episode, we're going to recap the weekend, tell you our crazy stories from the weekend. What else are we going to do, DJ rDot?
I zoned out for a minute, my bad. I got a story to tell you guys from something that happened to me this weekend. It's just crazy. Oh my God. I can't even believe I participated in it.
All right, I can't wait to hear this one because I don't know the story yet. I said, we got to wait for the podcast for the story. We're going to talk about how Charleston Nightlife has changed over the years and playing a genre that you haven't played in a while.
Yeah.
All right, episode 2. Let's go.
Let's go, man. How was your weekend, man?
My weekend was pretty straight, man. I had DJ-wise, I had College of Charleston games. The last final 2 games, Thursday and Saturday. Thursday, they won both games, which was awesome. Saturday was a packed house, 5,000 person crowd.
Nice.
Thursday night wasn't quite as packed, but the energy in that place was because we had to come from behind victory. We were losing most of the game, and then within like the final 5 minutes, we decided to finally get our act together and start playing basketball. So that whole energy just became like we were all about the comeback. Everyone was about the comeback. So that was TV game 2, so that helped. It was on ESPN or CBS.
Sports.
Okay, cool. I don't watch the games, so I don't know what channel it's on because I'm there.
Yeah,
so so that was cool. It changes what I do a little bit because the timeouts become a little bit longer or whatever. So I have to maintain that energy for a little bit longer, along with an awesome band, Chucktown Sound. That band is bananas.
They have been pretty good. Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
How do you, like, when the energy is going like that, how do you, like, not repeat, like, like, I know, like, I've been to a game and they're like, that chant,
Yeah.
Like, how do you not play that after every time out when it's, like, 30 seconds left and every shot, every free throw is like, what I'm saying, it's a timeout. It's like,
so the key is to do it every other timeout. You know what I mean? No, so like there are songs that in arenas especially you do have to repeat because they are those songs that get people hype and like you're talking about Zombie Nation is a big one, the White Stripes, the Seven Nation Army and stuff, like the ones that make them chant and everything. But and then I think I won't say I do it every other timeout, but they do get repeated because of that. If it's a game where it's crazy timeouts, like, and it's super close, and luckily I get to also split it with the band. So, there's some variety there too. But then there's also other songs that, get people going. But yeah, that does become like a challenge to not do it every single timeout because it gets that response.
Yeah.
I do definitely hit that. Everybody clap your hands probably like every timeout in that case because that's what also gets people moving. And then I had Saturday. I doubled up on Saturday. I had the College of Charleston game first, then walked myself across the street to the Riviera to do a corporate gig for the Belmont group. It was a big old like 500 person corporate party. They wild too, so I'm not gonna say their name on air, but this company is gonna have some HR problems. Okay, come today.
is it because of you?
I was partially responsible for that, but I just heard this is what this particular company does. They were definitely like a company that had a lot like Wolf of Wall Street style money. And they were ready to kind of Wolf of Wall Street style party. It was a good one. It was definitely a good one, to be honest. But yeah, shout outs to the Belmont group and everyone over there at Charleston Place and the Riviera for being awesome with this partnership we got going on, man. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
What about you, my friend?
I had a pretty long week, honestly. This was a pretty busy week. Tuesday did the after party for the Democratic debate that was here in Charleston.
DJ rDot getting political.
I won't say that. Didn't endorse anybody. I was there for the check.
You didn't drop your endorsement for anybody that
just
night.
Go ahead and put that
official?
right there. And like, nah. It was just,
supporting that endorsement. Yeah, you got to hold that for the right person.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was at Republic. Shout out to them. It was a pretty nice party. We're gonna actually touch on that a little bit later. So Thursday again, like last week, did the headphone disco at Uptown. Thursday was upstairs there on the Friday. Saturday had 2 gigs. Did a Mardi Gras like pub crawl type thing that was at Vickery's in Mount Pleasant. It was a pretty good time. And then right after that, had to go to Folly Beach. So I went from beach to beach and did a fraternity party at Snapperjack's upstairs from 9 to 11.
That's a lot of variety in your weekend, man.
Yeah.
Did your playlist really like show that too? Like you were kind of like everywhere all weekend long?
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, Tuesday was like mostly nothing. I won't even say mostly. It was all hip hop on Tuesday night. Thursday was a variety because it's the headphone disco and you want to get a lot of people involved, so you want to bounce everywhere and get everybody involved. Friday is always a top 40 night, so that bounces around. Saturday at Vickery's, I mean, I played everything from Bob Marley, I played Train, I played AC/DC.
Right, because that's open. Are you outside for that one?
Yeah, I was outside on the day.
Yeah. So you're doing everything for everybody in that one.
So playing a little bit of everything. Cupid Shuffle, I can't even last. I played Cupid Shuffle. I played the Wobble. I played the Cha Cha Slide. I can't remember the last time I played all those songs. And I was originally planning to be there for 2 hours from 3 to 5, but sometimes things kick in, and I ended up I didn't leave until 6:30.
Oh, that's dope.
They enjoyed me playing.
Oh,
so
shout to Vickery's.
Thanks,
smart
Murph.
people over
Appreciate
there.
That.
That's cool. And then Saturday night would have been just completely like almost clubby kind of night with the frat.
It was upstairs at Snapperjack's, like on the roof, and it was, I don't know if you remember Saturday night, but it was pretty fucking cold.
Yeah.
So like it was freezing up there. So they gave me a playlist and they had like everything from like September, Doses and Mimosas, had a little bit of everything on their list, but already knew in my head that once they got there and once I got them there, it was gonna go straight down to what I wanted them to hear. But yeah, it bounced. I did play, a lot of the songs that they had on their playlist to try to get it done, get those songs out early because, as for a private event, they request songs is, they're paying you to play those songs. So, gotta work it, man.
Exactly.
Music wise, I just bounced around all weekend.
That's good variety of gig and everything. That's cool. And I kind of can't wait to hear this story. So when do we hear the funny story? When do we hear the story about the Dems? You know what I mean?
All right. So Friday night, I'm at Uptown Social.
Okay.
And, I don't know, but a lot of DJs don't talk on the mic for some reason. I feel like a lot of DJs aren't talking on the mic nowadays.
We'll talk about that on a future episode too.
But I'm always giving out birthday shout outs, bachelorette shout outs throughout the night. And this guy walks up to me and he's just like, yo, man. First he's leaning on, like, he's like, I have the mic stand on mine and he's just like trying to like talk into my mic. And I'm just like, bro, like, I'm like pulling the mic away from him. Like, first of all, it's not even on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always keep the switch off because people do that. So, that's a common thing here in Charleston.
The balls of that guy, for real.
He's just like leaning over and like, I'm like, dog, what are you doing? He was like, yo, man, like, can I get, like, I want to give a shout out. I was like, yo, like, what's up? Like, whose birthday is it? Like, what's, you know what I'm saying? Like, expecting it to be something like that. He was like, nah, man, I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to get on the mic. And I was like, man, once I let one person talk on the mic, this, once you let one person talk on the mic, everybody wants to come up and talk on the mic. It's like open the floodgate. Just like when you give one birthday shout out, everybody comes up. It's my homegirl's birthday. So,
I think it's open mic night all of a sudden.
Yeah. So, I'm, still trying to, like, the party is, Uptown is still jumping. This dude is trying to have a conversation with me. And I'm just like, bro, like, what's up, man? Like, what you need? He's just like, yo, man, I want to give a shout out. Like, I was like, who you want to give a shout out to? He was like, yo, I want to give a shout out to myself. And I'm just like, a shout. First of all, he want to give a shout out to himself. Then he proceeds to give me he proceeds to go into his wallet and gives me a $20 bill, and then he's just like, yo, can I just let me say something on the mic? I was like, look, man, I don't know what you're gonna say. Like, tell me what you're gonna say. Like, what's up? He was like, I just want them to know that, you know what I'm saying, that I'm here and I'm looking for some pussy and I'm down to fuck. And I'm just like, Are you serious?
This is what he wanted to say on your microphone at your job?
Yeah, like this is what he wanted to say on this is what he wanted to say on the mic. I was like,
had that microphone been on, this is what he would have
He would have yelled out, my name is fucking Luke and I want some pussy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what he was gonna say. I have no idea what he was gonna say.
Probably would have sounded exactly like this.
Yeah. Because I want to attack. They're like, yo, what the fuck you doing? So, I'm just like, bro, man, I'm sorry, man. Like, here's your $20 back, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't gonna work, man. Like, here's your $20 back. He's like, nah, man, I'm fucking rich, man. I ain't shit here. Like, I'm saying, keep it. I'm just like, bro, like, I'll give you a shout out, but like, he was like, all right, cool. Just give me a shout out. So I was like, yo, I want to give a big shout out to my dog, Luke. He was like, say I'm looking for some girls. I was like, yo, he out here looking for love. And he's DTF. So holla at him. Yeah. And then he turned around, gave me this big high five, and walked away.
And you never saw Luke.
And I never saw Luke again. Never seen him.
We don't know the story of Luke the rest of the night. Like, did he magically just end up having sex with somebody?
I have no. I hope he did. I really hope he did, because I said some things on the mic that I shouldn't have said, and just because I want him to get out of my face.
I would like to imagine that he walked off of the rooftop and into some vagina,
like straight off the rooftop and just
went like blinding light. Yeah, like he walked into the heavens. That's what I hope after what you did for that man.
Luke, man, if you're listening, I hope you got what you wanted, man. Like, for real.
Wow, yo, that's bananas. The fact that he just thought that like he could do that, then what he wanted to say, and then what your translation of what he wanted to say ended up being.
Yeah,
it's amazing. And that, my friend, is how you make money. Dog.
It was a workaround, and I got my $20.
Yeah, you did. That's so awesome. Word. Moving on from Luke and all of that, we wish you the best, Luke. One thing we wanted to talk about on this episode is kind of talk about, while we're still new in our podcast, we want to continue to give you the history of not just us, but where we're from and where we work and why we are qualified to even have this podcast in the first place. So where Robbie and I live is Charleston, South Carolina. One of the most beautiful cities in the world, one of the most varied kind of areas in the world, I think, as far as you do have like an urban area, you've got your suburban, you've got, your beach, you've got, just like your regular like woodland areas too.
You got the country.
You got the country. There's a little bit of everything for everybody here. But it's also a place that in our nightlife experience we've seen evolve throughout the number of years. You've been a DJ for 15 years, here. I've been a DJ here for as long as you've been a DJ here. So it's something that I think we are definitely qualified to speak on, and definitely I think you are more qualified to speak on it first because you were born and raised in the area. So you've seen every single change possible here. So why don't you talk about where nightlife, where what it was like where you were when you started here as in relation to Charleston.
When I graduated high school 2003, came to College of Charleston that following summer, and like pretty much everything, all the big clubs were like, because if you know anything about College of Charleston campus, this is right basically in the middle of downtown Charleston. It's basically King Street is just one street away, but during that time there were a few places on King Street, but there wasn't a lot. A lot of the clubs and things were on East Bay and on Market Street. Mm-hmm. On King Street we had Banana Joe's that stayed open for maybe like a year, and now it's a clothing store that's been there. I think Vineyard Vines is what it is now. Okay,
that's quite a change.
And it was, and again, this is 2003, 2004, 2005 when that was the club. You had Burns Alley, which was the bar that we talked about.
That I thought had always been Burns Alley.
Palmetto's during that time with DJ Rehab and Moo Moo. But on East Bay, you had City Bar. You had bars like Tsunamis, and on Market Street you had Level 2, and that was turned into like you had Purple Tree. You had even Wild Wings was popping. They had DJs in there. They had bands. Plain Jane used to pack it out on every Sunday.
And you can never discount Henry's, which has been there.
Yeah, Henry's, and then Envy opened. What was that?
2010. Yeah. Yep, they're celebrating their 10-year anniversary this week. So 2010.
So during that time, so I said I started DJing in 2005. So one of the first places I started DJing at was Tsunamis. And we had like a Thursday night, Dollar Blue Moon night. It got super packed, and moved on from there. Got to know people at Purple Tree, DJ there a few times. And just, I can't forget about Light. That was also on East Bay Street.
And then at that point, Brick was over there too. And Squeeze.
Squeeze.
There was Social, which was a popular wine bar over there.
You know what? I forgot about Johnson's Pub.
J Pub, right around the corner over there, right?
One of my first places where I started at.
So this is where nightlife was. Basically, the whole center hub of nightlife was around this corner of East Bay and Market Street. I mean,
early
this
2000s.
You're talking. I mean, piles of people in the street. Cops were shutting down Market at certain times of night. You know, there was police presence. It's not quite the same Market Street that we're looking at today.
Not at all.
Market Street Saloon was one of those places too that was open over there and had a pretty regular crowd too. So it really was our central hub for entertainment.
Mad River.
You had
Market Street Saloon, Mad River, Purple Tree, Wild Wings, Envy.
So many mistakes were made in Mad River.
And it was so many, and that area had so many people during that time. Like you said, they would shut the streets down at like 1:30. You couldn't even drive onto Market Street because there was so many people in the streets leaving out of the bars.
It's a fact.
They would shut it down both ways. You could not even get onto Market Street.
And it was still a tourist hub too at this point too. So the tourists were still pouring into here. And I feel like that's what Market Street is now, is mostly the tourist area of town. They know that Market Street is the most famous area because it had been for many, many, many years. And so you still, we play Envy Dance Lounge to this day, and I did it, last couple of weeks or whatever. That's what it definitely was in there, was a full-on tourist crowd. So I felt myself, dropping more, definitely more top 40, definitely more songs that people know, not as much, taking as many chances on a night, you know what I mean? Like probably being a little more tame in my set, but to cater to the tourists that are there now, which is definitely not the story of what it was like when we started.
Not at all. Not at all. I want to say, I'm trying to think when the shift started. I think the shift started to move to King Street during the time when Oku started popping on the weekends.
So I don't want to take, the credit for everything that is happening downtown on King Street. You know what I mean? But you are the one that said it. It wasn't me, So I'm glad Game recognizes Game.
It was around that time.
So, I think before that too, and you have to give some credit to some people who started to throw parties over there, like Lamar Bonaparte, who had done parties at Fish, now on King Street. And he's famously now the owner of Republic and Messu and a bunch of other places on King Street. That's what I heard too, man. I heard that through the grapevine too. Lamar, I seen it on a podcast somewhere you was opened up a sports bar. Just throwing it out there. We know, son. We know. Congratulations to you guys. It's huge. But I think people started to take some chances on some King Street spots because it had become revitalized, gentrified. Whatever side of the fence you are on that, it became one of those two things. And it, so people started to throw parties there, and then Oku. I don't know how that all of a sudden became like this kind of blow up Friday and Saturday night thing. But that spot became bananas around, I guess it was 2013, 2014, that little sushi restaurant. You moved them tables in there, and it looked like a nightclub for real.
Yeah,
for real. But then, you know, I mean, because then you would have, everyone else kind of would have started playing spots over there. I know Republic opened just a few years after.
Yeah,
Oku.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There was still a few places, but they were a little bit further down King Street.
Where was that? You used to play on a spot that used to do like dollar drinks or something like that on King Street.
It was,
right?
Yeah, it was. What was the name of that? Tonic.
Okay, you're
and
right.
It used to be. It was first called Pluto Rocks.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, Lawson Roberts was one of the owners.
Yeah.
Yep. Because they had the dueling pianos that they used to do at times. But then they used to have. I did a fraternity sorority party there, and then they were just like, yo, we like how you DJ. Like, can you come back? Then I did a night, and then they was like, you know, next week then you can get a crowd. And I was like, maybe. I know I'm right on campus. Campus is right there. So and then being able to get people in, and then I started having a good night, and then my boy 20 ended up getting the night there. He started throwing parties. That's when
2020?
Yeah, 220. Yeah,
no kidding.
Yeah, that's when he started having parties there, and
shout to 20, man. Yeah, man. Shout to 20.
I haven't seen my boy in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, started there, and then like I said, there were a few places like further down King Street, like the area that Uptown Social is in now, like O'Malley's and Torch.
Oh yeah, Torch.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there were places on King Street, but King Street is the hub now. Like everything you want to do is King Street, and I think also you cannot forget that when Trio and Mint opened on Calhoun, that brought a lot of traffic on that side as well.
True, because it became like another like a bridge area between Market and then King, and then everyone just kind of was like, oh, but we got these two major clubs right here. Why don't we just stick around with everything else over here too? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because the next question I was going to ask when you were talking about Tonic was, could you paint a picture of King Street? But then you ended up doing that because I forgot about, and this is terrible on my memory, but Torch was a major place that people used to go to. You used to go and listen. That was the spot to listen to house music for sure in this town if you were into that. Shout out to Mike, man, for bringing that culture to the city because I think Torch is a part of the nightlife culture, at least for people of our generation.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah. You're going there and see that big Oscar that they had. Oh yeah.
And then still places they did still have Silver Dollar, and there was a version of Beer Works in there.
Silver Dollar's
like
a legend. They've been there since '99.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's true, especially with the renovation and everything.
Yeah, it looks really good in there. I did forget to mention them, but.
So yeah, what King Street looks like now is what Market Street used to look like.
Basically.
Because it's hard to drive down King Street now at, I don't know if you've ever gotten off like a wedding or like a corporate gig at like 12:30 and you kind of like just go cruise and check out the scene. Because I'll do that sometimes. I'll be like, man, what am I missing tonight? If I'm not here, I may have just gotten off work, but I'm like, what am I missing tonight? Just ride, and it becomes difficult to do that because there's just so many people just in the streets.
And there's so much traffic. Now, like there's a lot of people being smart about it because it's like traffic because of people getting dropped off in Ubers and Lyfts and things like that. But yeah, King Street is just people. Friday and Saturday, you just see droves of people, and it's starting to pick up now because this is March. It's just turned March.
I know.
And I ended up going out last week, and I was like, it's a lot of people out. It's not even. Once the weather warms up, once April, May come, Charleston is nuts.
Shouts to bar owners. Take us out to dinner sometime.
Y'all season is coming, baby.
It's coming. It really is. The other question, I guess, with this then becomes, since you're a person who's been here and you've seen the changes, do you think you can predict where it goes next at all?
I don't see the nightlife really changing. I think King Street has a strong hold on everything right now, especially because they got a lot of restaurants opening up, and there's like so many different things going on. And just like we said, like there's a new spot opening up. Like it seems like every month.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do feel as if the music scene is making a shift.
Okay.
I feel as if like there was one time when we were DJing. I know I can speak for myself. That there were times that bar owners and managers would tell us not to play too much hip hop. Like they'll straight up say like, not too much hip hop. We don't want to get the wrong crowd or things like that. And now hip hop is making a shift and just mainstream everything, and I don't get anybody bothering me about music at all. Like,
I haven't heard that complaint in a really long time.
I don't get that at all, and I think that's helping a lot of places because you're letting your DJs be DJs instead of them having, I can't play this song, or it kind of messes up a DJ groove when they can't just go out and be themselves. Because it's all about reading your crowd, and a lot of times, these managers and bar owners don't realize that we're reading off their crowd, and
right?
What their crowd wanted,
people in there happy,
and make them stay in this establishment, So, but that's how I feel. I feel as if like the shift is like bar owners and managers are letting DJs be themselves, All
right, so we're not doing a physical shift in location. It's just these places are going to get more popping. Yeah, is basically what you're saying.
I feel like this summer. I feel like last summer was crazy, but I feel like this summer is going to be a lot crazier, especially in like the club scene. I don't know. I just feel it.
Word. Well, you heard it here first, man. DJ rDot's feeling it. So the deal is, if you're from out of town, tourists go to Market Street. If you're in this life and nightlife right now, the way it is in the 2020s. King Street, Charleston, South Carolina. King
Street is the wave.
Where is that? Where it's going to be.
Yeah.
Word up. All right, let's move on to the DJ segment of our day. And this goes along with the Democrat Party at Republic that you were talking about, because you threw me off guard a little bit when you said you were doing a Democratic, convention party at Republic, and you played entirely hip hop. And for anything political, I don't think my first thought would have been we're jumping in there immediately with Trippie Redd. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I won't say Trippie Redd.
Okay.
But
talked about this, and then I think we'll get into the topic based off of this.
So this party, it was the Democratic debate here in Charleston last week, and the after party on Tuesday. I was blessed with the call to do the after party, and it was at Republic. And just watching the demographic that came in, it was just like a lot of young black professionals coming in, and I just was like, okay, well, this seems like it's gonna be one of those. Let me start off with some like old school hip hop and see, and just see where the crowd goes. Some Tribe, Common, some easy listening, vibey type, stuff. And then as it went on, the same people kept coming in. I was just like, I've been playing a lot of top 40 clubs and bars for forever, and I haven't done a straight hip hop party in a long time. So for a while, I say about like 45 minutes into the set, I was really, because I have like a little like hip hop barbecue folder that, because I do the hip hop. I haven't done that in a while. Hopefully we got to bring that back. Hip hop barbecue, got to bring that back.
Yeah, those are dope.
But I got a little folder I use, and I got like some vibey type music. So after I got done with that, I'm just like, okay, now what's the shift? You know what I'm saying? Like now it's get to the point where now I got to catch these people. Like they're vibing, but now I'm like, all right, where I'm gonna go from here? Because usually I can go to a place and play some Justin Bieber or something like that. But Justin Bieber ain't gonna work tonight, bro. Like,
yeah, okay, you're right. Yeah. Like, all right, and here's something that in the DJ game that we probably don't talk about, and I don't want to say the proper term isn't you're racist, right? You have to be
you have to know your demographic.
You have to know your but like I'm saying, like you're saying that this crowd doesn't necessarily want to listen to Bieber, but like someone may, but probably not overall. You know what I'm saying? So like you have to look at what you have in front of you and say, this type of crowd wants to hear this type of music, and you have to make that assumption every single time.
It's not even, and even if you, and like, I mean, you know, I'm very confident in my skills. I could play some Justin Bieber and get away with it, but I want to keep these people all night. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to keep them from the moment they walked in to the moment they leave. Like, yo, I had a really good time tonight. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want any hiccups. Were
you ready for this, like, particular set?
I mean, I was ready, but I wasn't prepared. How about I don't know which one is like I was, because I wasn't really prepared. Like I had because I have the music, I was ready. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't properly prepare. I had to, in the middle of being in there, I had to legit like look around, look at the people. All right, let me try this. Look around. All right, they ain't feeling this. Let's go somewhere else.
Shift to this crate. Yeah, I'm off this crate now.
Yeah, and then so no, I'm playing like, you know, some Usher and like, you know, SWV and like, you know, more sing along songs for the girls, you know, getting them going, and like, you know, people are dancing at this point now. Then I had a hiccup in the middle of the night. I didn't tell you about this.
No.
So, you know, sometimes when you're like scrolling and then like all of a sudden, like I was like talking to somebody and I hit the wrong button and I missed and put a song on the side that I was currently playing.
Oh, I've done that before. Yeah.
But they were feeling the song that was playing. I was like, oh, but the saving grace is that the song that I played that I did not mean to play was Yola the Great, Ain't Gonna Let Up. It was a very good song. Like,
so they were still ready for that one. Here we go.
So from there, I had to make that shift into that style earlier than I wanted to.
Okay.
Like I wanted to go that route, but I didn't want to go that route as early as I did.
Was it a blessing in disguise?
It ended up being a blessing in disguise. It ended up
because it just shifted it to a little more ratchet state of mind for everybody.
Mm-hmm. And everybody was like, "Oh, like they haven't heard this in a while." Like that type of. I was like, "Okay, all right, well, all right." So we going there now.
Because here's the thing: you definitely would not have gone there next. You don't.
Not next. Not next.
Do you think you were heading there?
I was definitely heading, because what I was actually doing, I was trying to put it in my prepare folder, and I got distracted.
Okay.
And I ended up playing it instead of, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes we're so good at our mistakes.
Like it ended up being a blessing in disguise, to be honest. Like because I remember doing it, and then Illadel was there, and he like looked at me. He was like, "So we going there?" And I was like, "I didn't even mean to play it."
I guess
I wanted to go there, but not right now. But it ended up working out. Shout out to him. He had me. So after that, like he was like, you know what I'm saying, like he was kind of like he was getting into it. So he had me getting into it. So like, you know what I'm saying, that always helps out a lot too when you have somebody there like, you know, oh shit, oh yeah, you know, so helping you up. So that like that really helped out a lot too.
He's good about that too, man. He will, at least for someone who's in the DJ booth, at least he'll be like, you know, he'll hype you up. Yeah, at least he's not just gonna stand there. He's gonna give you the energy. True. Okay, so I guess what we should talk about as DJs then is, what do you do when you're not prepared, or what are kind of the best ways to be prepared to play every genre of music? Because sometimes in these parties, we either go in with expectations and they're completely blown, or we go in with zero expectations and, you know, you really just don't know what to expect. I feel like that happens a lot at weddings, for instance. Like, you never know what you're getting into with a wedding crowd. With a bar crowd, you do. With a club crowd, you do for sure. But like those weddings and corporate events, you don't. So, you know, I think I would say something that I do besides just experience is I do have crates in my library that are decades of music. So, you know, a 60s crate, a 70s crate, 80s crate, a 90s crate. There's also like a kind of like an ultimate wedding crate that I have, which is, you know, something that is specified just for weddings and stuff like that. But then I also do have an old school hip hop crate, you know what I'm saying? A new hip hop crate, you know, kind of prepared in my crates. And it might be a lot of crates, on my thing, and it might be kind of a lot of thinking and preparation in the early stages, but at least you're prepared for all those situations. And, this is still with clean music and still with dirty versions and everything like that in there too. The other thing I think that we do is really we'll look at a crowd. We will judge you based on your age, your race, your genre, your gender. And we will kind of be like, I think I know what you want to hear, and then go off that, maybe throw some teasers in, some tester songs,
right,
and then be like, okay, they responded to this, they didn't respond to this, and then go off there. Is there anything that you might do different at all? Or?
I'm pretty much the same, especially that is one thing, like you said, like just having those crates and having the music already there. Like I said, like I haven't did a set like that in a long time, so, but I already had crates ready for that. I had a hip hop barbecue crate that I have vibey hip hop music. I have a hip hop R&B crate that has that sing along R&B type music, and then I have like you said, like a newer hip hop crate with like the current stuff. So, also have got a Britney brunch folder that that's like a 90s pop basically folder. You know what I'm saying?
You got a country folder. I know for a fact because it's my country folder.
I do have a country folder. I also have a rock and roll folder as well. I just did an event a couple months ago. It was a rock and roll theme. They wanted to hear everything, but had to incorporate a lot of rock music into it. And you got to have just having that music and being prepared. And a lot of that also comes from talking to other DJs. Like we talk about music a lot, and I can be like, "Yo, man, I need this type of music," or you would come to me and be like, "Hey, man, like you got this," and it's all about like sharing between like your crew or like DJs that you like super cool with.
That's a fact, because there have been times where like for instance, I've been like at a reggae show and I've had to text Yanni, "Yo, hey, I'm in the middle of this. Throw me some suggestions right now." And he'll be like, bam, 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 bam. I'm like, okay, word. I needed those. You know what I'm saying? Done that for you too. You Dropbox me a few songs that I can remember in my life where it's been like, hey, oh, Robbie, yo, I'm doing this, I don't know, R&B thing. Can you drop me these grown and sexy R&B songs real quick? And so that communication with your DJs and friends is pretty huge in this too. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Didn't mean to interrupt you there with my stories and stuff. But.
You know what I'm saying? It's all rude and shit. That's Nate for you.
Hey man.
But just having the music, man, and knowing the music as well. I ain't gonna lie, there are times when you also have to sometimes trust the request that people give you as well. Especially at like private events, clubs. Sometimes then people come to you and ask for a random song. It's like that's for a fact it's not gonna work. But if you're at like a private event, you at a wedding, and somebody asks you for some weird song, and they're like, trust me, everybody's gonna know it. They're probably right, because they, what I'm saying, like they know these people, like so you probably want to use the request more at a private event, I would say. But don't get me wrong, I still use I love getting requests, as long as they're like, I always tell people, they always come to me, hey, do you take requests? I say yeah, as long as they're good.
Yeah, that's what I say too, as long as it works.
You know what I'm saying? And I will try my best to put it in.
Yeah.
I don't make any promises.
Yeah, it's just when they come up and ask, like, again 3 minutes later, have you played my song? You haven't played my song yet.
Yeah.
You haven't played my song.
It's probably a reason why.
Yeah.
It's probably a reason why.
Yeah. Well, word. See, we got anything else to talk about, man? I think that's everything we wanted to talk about on this particular episode.
Yeah, man.
That's called structure right there, bro. We hitting goals, bro.
Yo, bam, 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 knocking it out.
Man, that's dope. Thank you guys for listening to any of these episodes. Number one, for watching on YouTube, for listening on Apple Podcasts.
Yo,
official dog. Now on Spotify Podcasts. We're on just about every podcasting platform there is, plus these videos, and also our website, theregulardjpodcast.com. Get us on Instagram at theregulardjpodcast. But mostly, thank yourselves. Give yourselves a round of applause, man. You guys, you're the best. You're the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
What you got coming up for shows this weekend, DJ rDot?
Uptown Social, basically all weekend, Thursday, Friday, and then Food and Wine.
Yeah, we'll be at Wine and Food Festival.
Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, that's why I got Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday, we're doing a double set together with our boy Marky, the Magnum drummer, Jonathan Morant.
The Bougie Brunch.
The Bougie Brunch.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty dope.
That's going to be dope.
I'm pretty interested to see where this is going to go because I think this is also one of those situations we don't know what we're about to do until we walk in. So wish us some luck on that. If you have tickets to that already, come say what's up. Tell us you listen to the podcast. Come give us a high five. Oh, word. Oh, word.
Terraphonics.
Word? Oh, word. Okay, this got real exciting. Wine and Food Festival. We'll see you. Everybody, peace. Thank you so much for listening, for watching Regular DJ Podcast.
Peace.
The Regular DJ Podcast with the Club Bullies. 20 years experience of being regular as